The evolution continues. I talked a little bit about Surface, right? There are a number of research projects that we continue on the path with, right, around hardware, software combinations, right? Virtual Earth is a work that actually uses a lot of server hardware, and there's things we're doing with a worldwide telescope in terms of the software side. And on the hardware, it's servers. Today Surface is a standalone screen that sets down, that you put things on. I've seen whiteboard versions of those that we've shown. Over time, we'll have large surface area multi-touch devices. Roundtable. That's basically a ring-based camera for doing a video teleconference that allows people to have video along with audio in a 360-degree view. And as telephoning moves towards IP and digital environment, we'll see more and more opportunities for hardware-software combinations. The 3G networks of the mobile phone space are there already. Response point, that's essentially a small server that's used to replace a PBX in a small business. Or again, you can have a digital system for your telephone environment with answering machine, call routing, and all the things you want to set up in this great hardware-software combination. So as all of the manufacturers here are innovating in hardware, we're innovating on the platforms that allow you, right, to innovate hardware and software together to create new opportunities, new business opportunities, and new opportunities to help society as it moves forward using this technology. Now, to give you a couple of examples, I want to show you two things, just to show you some of the interesting things that relate to our conversation. The first one is something called live mesh. So we can bring up my machine. This is one of the standard machines we were using earlier. And on this I have what's called live mesh, which is essentially a platform for synchronizing content across multiple devices. Okay, so this is my live mesh environment. If I go to the desktop, this is my desktop. Here, this is a desktop that if I go to any machine and I log on to the mesh, I can access it. And so here, for example, if I want to minimize this, if I go here and take this Computex folder, I can right mouse click on it. Because I have the mesh software, I'm going to add this folder to your live mesh. Hit OK. And what this is doing is it's setting this folder up to synchronize across any of the devices that I'm running live mesh with. It has a security environment. Hopefully we're going to get this to go today. It has all the information, so we'll let this keep going. There it goes. Now if I go back to my live mesh desktop and I refresh, what I should see is that Computex folder has now been added. So no matter which machine I go to, I'll see that Computex folder. And if I were to create a new document and put it into this Computex folder, I'd see that document from any machine I was at. If I wanted to share this folder with someone else, I could. Now if I go back to devices, let's say I go to work and I have a machine at work. I would simply go to this view from my browser, I would click device, I would add device, and here I would install the software. Once I've installed the software, I'd be able to see that same live mesh desktop. I'd be able to add things from this device onto that mesh. And so, for example, it's very hard today to keep my photos synchronized between my mobile phone, my home PC, and my work PC. If that folder that said Computex was my photos folder, I can now have one way to share photos across all of my devices and always have it be in sync. You can imagine the scenario as hardware manufacturers between the digital picture frames, for example, a television, a PC, a netbook or nettop, and using live mesh as a way to build that synchronization into those devices without having to do all the work. Now the nice thing is live mesh is actually a platform, so it'll have an SDK that you guys can build off of. We'll go through that at the Professional Developers Conference. And so we're taking the platform and integrating across device technology, the web, or in this case sort of the live mesh, as well as our traditional platform software, and creating new opportunities to build on, right, in terms of that hardware-software combination. So that's one area I want to show you. The second one is I want to show you a video of multi-touch. We recently did a demonstration that showed how some of the technology and some of the software we've used for our Surface device ultimately will come to the PCs. That doesn't mean that every PC needs to have touch on it, but it does mean if you want to offer that for differentiation, we'll again create the platform for multi-touch. Multi-touch means I can move things around very easily. I can use 2 fingers to stretch things or shrink them. I can combine things. I can create unique applications. So we're going to run a short video which will just show you some of the applications or things people are thinking about in terms of multi-touch for the PC as we move forward with the Windows platform. Go ahead. This is a simple photo application where you're creating a scrapbook page. You manipulate each of the photos. Go ahead and leave it down so they can see. But you manipulate each of the photos and you create your own page. All right, you can shrink them, you can use 2 fingers, you can move them around, you can flip them over. So this allows you to essentially, again, create a scrapbooking page in a very easy fashion, and something that's a little bit more personal in terms of the interaction. So that's one application. This is just sort of a fun application where you can see how the touch plays against a photo, in this case water. And I've seen lots of good examples. Here's one that people have built, again, an application for searching. And you can have a lot of, utilization of a globe. You can think of a globe today and build that into the PC, and again, using touch, very quickly navigate around. And you can imagine whether it's a laptop or a wall-based device or a desktop, there's a lot of power in having this capability in the screen. So collectively in partnership, our goal is to continue to drive this forward. We are committed across the opportunities. Here's a great example of a new opportunity that we're committed to. I know the industry is committed to, and we can all take advantage of and see how that grows. We're committed to innovation, whether it's certain hardware-software combinations, whether it's services combinations, whether it's taking feedback from all of you and working it into what we're doing on the mobile side and the embedded side. We're committed. And then on partnership.